Call to order the regular Common Council meeting, Monday, May 6th, 7 p.m. Roll call.
Braun?
Yes.
Eva?
Yes.
Davis?
Yes.
Olson?
Yes.
Radke?
Yes.
Burdick?
Yes. Next item is Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge of Allegiance.
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Confirmation of appropriate meeting notice.
Meeting was noticed on Friday, May 3rd. Agendas were posted at the post office, library, and city hall.
Council acceptance of the agenda.
Motion to accept?
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Next item is personal appearances. Anyone in the audience that wishes to speak on anything that's not on the agenda? Okay, and we'll move on to the recognized Dan Reed on his retirement from the city of Edgerton, but he must have retired and went away because I don't see him here tonight.
That's true retirement.
We will we'll hold off on that. If he comes in, we'll take care of that later. Next item is a public hearing. The council will hear comments regarding special assessments for the 2019 sidewalk project, which includes the replacement of non-compliant sidewalks in the area east of Highway 51. Quick background.
Yes, this is the third year of a 3-year program to repair sidewalks around the city. So for those of you who have been here, we have seen these resolutions in the past. So this is the first. We've taken bids. You've awarded those bids to the contractor. The project will start this year. We pay for these sidewalk improvements through special assessments. So this public hearing will be putting in place charges to benefit the property owners for the 2019 sidewalk improvement project. There's a resolution in your packet. Ultimately, upon completion of the public hearing, in order to put these in place, you would pass this preliminary resolution, which would establish, you'll have to establish an interest rate, the minimum assessment amount that would be financed, and the number of years that an owner would have to pay for these improvements through their taxes. And as, just so you know, in the last 2 years of this program, we have used 3.75% as the interest rate in a 5-year term, with $200 being the minimum payment that would be financed.
Thank you. We'll officially open the public hearing. Anyone that wishes to speak on this, please come up to the podium and state your name and address. If nobody comes up here, we will officially close the public hearing. And move on to consider adopting the City of Edgerton Resolution 2019, preliminary resolution declaring the City Council's intentions for the 2019 sidewalk project to exercise special assessment police powers under Section 66.0703 Wisconsin statutes.
I'll motion to approve.
Second.
Motion to do so.
Yes.
Any
Now, I'm not
discussion?
going to repeat the whole thing. You just did such a great job.
Okay. Now we need to fill in the blanks
Yep.
here.
So if I recall, I heard it was last year it was 3.75. That seemed to make a lot of sense, and we didn't get any complaints about that, if I recall.
Last 2 years, so
Okay.
I think that we should leave it the same.
Okay. Okay, I'll motion the percentage is 3.75%.
Second? Yes, third?
Okay, motion on the floor for the whole thing. We can do the steps individually.
Or all together?
You can do it either way.
4 separate motions, or
So we can do the interest rate right now then.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's do that. Any discussion on the interest rate? Hearing none. Roll call.
Who was the motion on the interest rate?
Aye.
Second?
With Sarah or Candy or Debbie?
No, she did. I thirded it.
All right.
Motion is to set the interest rate at 3.75. Roll call.
Davis?
Yes.
Braun?
Yes.
Isa?
Yes.
Olson?
Yes.
Radke?
yes.
Burdick?
Yes. Motion passes. Need a number of years for that to be paid back. 5 in the past couple of years.
Do we do this,
Just
have
in
to
the
do
term.
the separate motions, or can we just combine that with the minimum payment, a minimum amount to be financed? Can we
Either way.
combine those together? Okay, I'd like to make a motion that, along with the motion we just went along with, the 3.75% interest, we go within a five-year term, and the minimum payment to be financed at $200.
Is there a second?
Second.
Discussion.
Just out of curiosity, the number, the $200, is that what it has been
That's-
typically been?
What it's been for the
Okay.
last 2 years of this
It's the
three-year
minimum,
contract.
yes.
Right.
Anyone else? Tom? No. No? Okay. Roll call.
Olson,
Yes.
Davis,
Yes.
Radke,
Yes.
Burdick,
Yes.
Braun,
Yes.
Isa,
Yes. Motion passes. Now we need the original motion to approve the, we filled in all the
Yes.
blanks, so
Yeah, I think you've,
we've
that'd be
approved it
fine.
pretty much the way it is.
You
but-
have, but if you want to cover all the bases, belts and suspenders, that would be fine.
We'll do that because we got some things we got to do that for anyhow. So now back to the original motion to approve the resolution. Any discussion on that now that the numbers are filled in? Hearing none, roll call.
Davis,
Yes.
Braun,
Yes.
Isa,
Yes.
Olson,
Yes.
Radke,
Yes.
Burdick,
Yes. Motion passes. Next item is the minutes from April 15th.
Motion to approve minutes?
Second?
Any corrections or additions? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. And then the minutes for the April 16th reorganizational meeting.
Motion to approve?
Second?
Any corrections or additions? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. And one more set of minutes for the April 22nd special council meeting.
Motion to approve?
Second?
Any corrections or additions on that one? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Okay, and then on the committee reports, the Finance Committee, Candy.
Okay. Finance just met just before council, and I have a motion to approve bills and payroll in the amount of $153,942.65.
Second. Any questions on the bills? Hearing none, roll call.
Davis,
Yes.
Isa,
Yes.
Olson,
Yes.
Radke,
Yes.
Burdick,
Yes.
Braun,
Yes.
Motion passes.
Okay, number 2, we have a operator's license for Connor Foley. Making a motion to approve contingent on Mr. Foley paying his fines due to the city of Edgerton in the amount of $360.
374?
I'm sorry, $374.
All right,
I thought I had that right. Okay, thank you.
Pardon me, but is that in the finance, or is that in our council packet?
It's in the finance packet.
Sorry,
What page was that on?
Ramona's got
That's
it.
here.
That specific
Always in the
information.
folder.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
you don't put it in the packet because there's confidential information on it. so-
Okay. And where is he going to be working?
Stop and go.
Oh, okay. All right, thank you.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Davis,
Yes.
Isa,
Yes.
Radke,
Yes.
Burdick,
Yes.
Braun,
Yes.
Olson,
Yes.
Motion passes.
Okay, B, we had not discussed this next one at Finance. We had a motion to advance it right to council. So, we want a little background, or,
Do we need a motion to discuss it?
I think someone should be putting a motion on the table.
Motion for the discussion. Okay, I'll make a motion for a new Class A combination liquor license for Can-Be LLC, Hotspot Liquor and Smoke, 611 North Main Street, Basak Kumar, agent.
Second.
Got the second? A couple of them? Okay, discussion.
I have some questions that apparently I should have asked some time ago. We were told that you own other stores in Walworth County? Okay. The realtor that was it the same realtor that was representing them?
I think so.
Okay, she told us that you had convenience stores in Walworth County.
No.
You used to have one, where did you used to have one?
Manitowoc.
In Manitowoc, okay, that's nowhere near Walworth County. And the reason that you gave that up or sold it or? Okay. What are you planning on selling in your store? Because
We try to open liquor and then down the road we might open a gas station also.
so at this time, it's going to be liquor? Are you going to be selling and smoke items? Are you going to be selling any types of pipes or any other thing that could be used for potential drug paraphernalia?
No.
Okay. Well, I feel like I was misled by the realtor representing you at our council meetings previously. When I asked what type of store this was going to be, she told us that this was going to be a convenience store. When I think of a convenience store, I think of a place where I go and get milk and bread, necessities. And with a name like Hotspot Liquor and Smokes, this doesn't sound like what I had thought it was going to be. I thought this would be a place where I could send my son or daughter for a quick item that we needed at home. But obviously, this is not what I was led to believe. I'm going to be voting no on this issue because I don't want to see this type of store in Edgerton's Highway 59 corridor, and it doesn't convey a good message to our youth.
Okay. Yes, if anybody wants to speak, please go up to the podium. State your name and address for the record so we have that.
My name is Randy Paul Singh. I'm owner of Name Day Liquor. This is a very small town, 5,500 people. We already have 5 liquor stores. And so I don't think so there should be another liquor license being issued because we have a big selection in Piggly Wiggly. They just issued another liquor license to Casey's, hard liquor store. And so far, I'm concerned, the filling station, when they closed, the Casey took their license and it went to there. So they already have 5 liquor licenses occupied. I don't know where the idea comes from to open another 6 liquor store available. I have another liquor store in June. We have almost 2,000 people with 1 liquor license available. But I don't know why City of Edgerton considering 1,000 people can get a liquor license. Why they need so many liquor licenses in one lane? It's a very small town. So I don't think so they should issue another liquor license. You got a 1 liquor, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many liquor stores they need right here? It's a small town.
Okay.
So my concern, they should not give another liquor license.
Thank you. Anyone else? You You can set that down in the next level if you want.
Barb Gosman, 311 Randolph Street. I'm here representing Healthy Edgerton, and our mission is to create a community environment which helps to reduce underage alcohol use as well as other products such as tobacco, marijuana. We encourage you to vote no in giving this business a liquor license, and we are particularly concerned that in addition to liquor, there also will be smoke products, and I'm certain that vape pens will be part of this. And I don't have any statistics. Megan was not able to be here tonight, but the issue with teens and young adults choosing to access nicotine and other substances through vape pens. So I'm certain that that would be sold as well, but I do not know for sure. I'm also a retired high school health teacher, and through my 31 years of teaching at Edgerton, when we would discuss drugs and alcohol, one of the things that often just saddened me is students would laugh and joke about the community environment of Edgerton and how easy it is to purchase alcohol. Not so much that teens would go there and purchase alcohol, but it's just part of our community environment. And I agree with this gentleman that we really, by adding another liquor license and adding a business such as Hotspot Liquor and Smokes, it just adds to the community environment, which increases students' perspectives that alcohol and tobacco are something that should be consumed. And we do know that there's health concerns for use of both of them. And lastly, speaking as a citizen, I've never heard anyone say, gosh, I wish there was another place I could buy alcohol in Edgerton. And we could add to that, gosh, I wish there was another place we could buy tobacco products. So I encourage you as a citizen and as a member of Healthy Edgerton to vote no. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Kumar, and I know that about, my friend told about the health concern. If we have a 5 liquor store and they're going to buy it, regardless if it's 6 or 4 or 1. I don't think it makes any difference between that, how many numbers. And then it helps, I mean, that gives bad impression to the city when you see all the stores are getting closed. So bring the revenue to the city. I think someone has to open this for us. And we're not going to sell anything like my friend told about the pipe and all this. We're just selling the liquor, and liquor is the one people use it, no matter what. If they don't buy it from me, they're going to buy it from somewhere else. And only thing convenient, if somebody lives close to that, they will buy it from the closest store. I don't think they make any difference about the health price. Yes, it's a competition. Everybody does the competition. It's a free country, and I think everybody has a right. If the licenses are available, everyone has a right to open the store, as long as they're not doing anything illegal. And that's all my concern. Thank you, and I hope you guys consider to issue a license to us. We bought the property because there was a liquor store before also. And it's going to be liquor store and adding things like convenience store things too. I'm not saying that we won't sell soda and all those or candy, we do sell, but we're not going to sell anything like drugs and other things. And we do know that we are the citizen of this country. And we did have a store before us, so we never had any complaint, and we will never forget any complaint about this. And thank you very much.
Thank you. Anyone else?
I have a question. Chief, maybe maybe you're too new in your position to answer the question, but do you recall how many offenses we've had for businesses for selling underage?
We recently worked with Healthy Edgerton
Okay.
and did where we would send underage individuals, and of the 14 or 15 establishments, only one sold to an underage. They were pretty diligent. And so that's all we did.
Good.
It was more of a compliance check.
Good. So do you think businesses are doing, obviously it sounds like they are doing better at checking, or?
You know, it's a hard thing to say. You know, it depends on who's working.
Okay.
You know, and what, you know, how diligent are those employees that are working at that establishment, that liquor establishment? You know, you can get somebody who is new, can't figure out, you know, what the age should be, you know, what year they were born. It varies. Same thing with cigarettes. We just did a compliance check for cigarette sales, and we had 100% compliance at everywhere that we sent people into. So, you know, that's one of those things, it's hard to say. The next time we might get 2 or 3 places with that, or we might get 100%. You know, we'll continue to do them. I know this started under the former chief, and we'll continue to do, you know, those compliance checks, and I'd like to do more of them, and work, you know, closer with the Edgerton.
Good.
So you haven't had any since the night you sent me the text saying that you had the one violation?
We haven't, no.
March 28th, so it was
Good.
6 weeks ago.
Okay. So I'm a big stickler for that. I mean, and if anybody comes forward for an operator's license or renewal, I really go more towards the end of not approving if they have sold underage, because I feel that they have a lot of responsibility with that operator license.
And I come from a background where when I started as a police officer in Forest Park, Illinois, that town had 3 surrounding towns that were dry, and there were 53 liquor licenses.
Wow.
In the town of about 20,000.
Yeah.
So it kept the officers quite busy.
Yeah, so and I'm not big on continuing to increase liquor licenses. I'm probably one of the toughest ones on council, but I also, it becomes, how long do we let that store sit without, the way it's looking, and we also have to be thinking about the business and a little bit of growth in Edgerton. Not that I'm saying, oh, let's continue to have all this growth with alcohol and tobacco. I'm just saying that we have to continue to be very diligent as owners and licensing. And I'll tell you, if somebody comes before council and they've sold to underage, I vote no on those things. So.
And that would be one of the things that I'd like to, during my tenure here, I'd like to work with the mayor and the council on getting stricter guidelines for revoking the liquor licenses.
Good, okay, great.
So that is definitely something that, we need to work on.
Good.
As a group.
Could I ask a couple questions?
Sure.
Does the group plan on selling vape items in your store, ever?
No,
No? No vaping items at all?
Specifically the pens and the peripheral gear that surrounds that whole phenomenon that seems to be giving tobacco a run for its money. Is there just the usual array of cigarettes and no other pipes, no other? So I'm more, this individual here is more of a proponent of free enterprise, and that demand being what demand is, I don't see that adding another store, the addition is actually Casey's, and without any violations to point to, I think that Healthy Edgerton is doing the community a great service, and I don't see that there's any conflict when free enterprise is allowed to tap into a schedule of demand that's pretty fixed. And I don't think that it's any more temptation, and although I do value the observation that kids might have one chuckle over availability, but it's not available to them. I mean, all legal questions, keeping it as simple as it is, it's just not available to underage. And I think we're doing a good job, and I think that this is not going to impact the good job we're doing, and so I would be in favor of approving.
For the last 4 years, I'm working for Mukwango liquor store.
Go ahead and use the stand if you'd like.
State your name.
Yeah. Myself, Mahesh Sukheja. And from last 4 years, I'm working for Mukwango, one of the liquor store and gas station. And we got twice appreciation award from state that we have not sold anything to any underage person or any unauthorized guys or any teenagers. So we are very responsible. We are very hardworking guys. You can, if you need, I can bring that appreciation award for in front of you that we got twice over there for that act. And we are moving here. My kids also are moving in this town. My daughter is in high school. She will go in Edgerton High School. So it's just like a matter of my kids. So it is not a big deal for me. I'm very responsible. I will take care about my store. It is not, I'm assuring you that nobody, teenager and underage will be given anything bad to them. Thank you.
Thank you.
So in any prior businesses that your group has owned or worked at, have you ever had any underage violations or problems where you had to call the police?
We got appreciation from Wisconsin State twice.
I'm sorry?
We got appreciation that we have not sold any illegal product to any underage guys.
The company you previously owned has never had any, did you sell liquor at your previous companies?
Yes, we did. Yes, I did.
And any of you?
Never got anyone, no.
Any of you? No.
No.
And I'm going to be voting no because I agree with what Barb said from Healthy Edgerton. And I agree that our children come first. We have enough liquor in this town. Safety and of our kids come first. Us old people, we can buy liquor any place. But I think we have enough in town.
Debbie?
Just wanted to make first question and then a comment. When you obtain a license to sell tobacco products, do you have to have a separate license to sell vaping products, or does that come all together?
The vaping is not regulated.
Vaping is not regular, so anybody could sell it without a license or permit?
Because you can use it for other purposes other than smoking. The nicotine is what's regulated. Tobacco is regulated.
Okay, so...
I can sell you a pipe, a briar pipe, without any license at all. I can, as the chief knows, there's certain things that are used for illicit purposes that can also be sold because they can be sold for legal purposes. But vaping itself is not regulated.
Okay, then maybe I misspoke, and I guess what I want to know is the cartridges or whatever you get them, like, for example, I have a 21-year-old daughter who I thought never would smoke a cigarette in her life, but she's addicted to nicotine because of a thing called a Juul.
Right. And
now, are those regulated?
Sure. E-cigarettes are regulated because a cigarette can, by pretty much definition, contains nicotine. It's a tobacco product. That's regulated. But I'm just saying that you can smoke a flavored water vapor. I wouldn't, but people do. That is legal, that is not regulated.
So the ones that contain the nicotine, is that a separate license or the same as selling cigarettes?
I believe it's the same as selling cigarettes. You are prohibited from selling to minors, et cetera, yes.
So anyone that gets a license to sell cigarettes or cigars can sell those?
I believe so.
Okay. And my comment, I guess, is that a name like Hot Spot Liquor and Smokes is kind of something that struck me, and that seems to be glamorizing the use of liquor and smoking, and I don't think that that's what we want to do to our children. Thank you.
Anyone else?
I have a quick question for you. At your previous establishment, apart from liquor, beer, wine, what other kinds, and cigarettes, what tobacco products, what other products did you carry? Anything at all? Just specifically those things? Not candies or anything, snacks and...
Before we did sell snacks, you know, and the candies and all, but this one is right now we are opening it. We have a gas, you know, and we found out the tanks are good. Down the road, we will ask them, you know, allow us to open the gas station is good over there, you know, but that's the
Anyone else?
Back to the liquor discussion. Right in front of the library is a sign it's very common to see a sign that says parents who serve, and the rest of the Healthy Edgerton message. And the messaging is clear. It's abundant. It's more than adequate. And I think opening a store where there was a store is not by any stretch an addition to the burden carried by a very well-meaning nonprofit that does a very good job. And I don't see this as a threat to the job they're doing, and I don't see it as detracting from the message that's in front of the library and all the other places that message is posted. And sometimes you even see the message on the bulletin board in a vendor. So it's effective, and it does indicate there will be consequences should there be any transgression. There is a public expectation, and I don't think that just running a retail establishment on the up and up is any threat to the message or the intent of the nonprofit. So I just back away from the notion that city government has they certainly have the authority, but just has the weight that would disallow a perfectly viable enterprise when that enterprise is simply taking the place of one that was there. And the addition in town is Casey's, and I think that for as many stores as Casey's operates, they are every bit on the up and up to prevent any threat to their ability to run as many businesses in as many locations as they do. So I think that all the due diligence is on the part of self-policing, and that yes, all eyes are on retail clerk and management, but I don't think that the opening of this store is going to present any additional burden on the there's a word I'm looking for, but it's I think there's hesitation on the part of council members wanting to say that's not for our kids. And that's where the no votes come from, is the hesitation. But I'm not hesitant to allow a perfectly above-board enterprise to take root and just be part of a growing market, not for, it isn't that someone says, gee, I wish there was another place to buy liquor in town. That's, nobody ever says that. But this is a business environment, and I don't think it's the city's place to be as heavy-handed as that would sound, to disallow one store when it's actually taking the place of another.
The flaw in that, David, is it's not a like business. You're not swapping like businesses for what was there with what's going in. Okay, you had a convenience store, gas station before. Now you got strictly liquor and cigarettes. I mean, it's not a like business. And you did pass that license down to another store that wasn't previously there. So
yes, I understand, and I'm only addressing
I understand
that
free
component.
enterprise. I agree free enterprise and all that also, but there comes a time when, you know, we need or we don't need. I mean, we don't put what needs against, you know, against what? A buck?
And I'm only addressing that component of the retail business that's identical. I'm not addressing anything that's not identical. I'm just saying that the part that was identical did not contribute to an underage problem, and the part that is identical in this case would not contribute. That's the limits of my discussion.
Mayor Lund, can I ask a question? I guess I'm curious as to would there be any products that you're selling that would draw youth into your business? I mean, they can't go into a liquor store, but can they go in and check out?
It's a good question. So if they have snacks.
So if they have soda and candy, could they go there and then they would be
enticed? Yeah.
Perhaps.
Good question.
As good as the question is, the previous owners segregated the amount of square footage in the store devoted to this and that type products. And so in this case, if there are no draws or apparent draws making it look like a convenience store, the question is, does the liquor component of retail trade at that address move to the front and center to the front counter? Well, if that's all that's being sold there, I don't see any problem with moving it from where it had been in a separate room. Kids were never allowed in that separate room. So I think that, again, we're limiting the discussion to the parts of the enterprises that are identical. And any other, it's a very good question to say, is there any other reason for an underage person to set foot in the door? And if that's not the case, it's not a convenience store. It doesn't wholly replace what was there.
But the license for that building moved to a different building, right?
I think that was the additional.
I don't think it technically moved. I mean, there were available licenses and whoever applied, so there isn't one assigned to a building, they're just available licenses. But the one that became available when that business closed is used at a different company. Somebody applied for the available license, so there was a transition with a couple where there was another one added, so I wouldn't draw a straight line, but there was an available license and that company applied for it. If that makes it clear, I hope.
It was Burns Self-Service that would have gotten that one, right?
Well, there was we added one when the Burns and the pharmacy all applied. So we've made some transitions, so I wouldn't want to draw a straight line. So there's licenses that are available for various reasons because you create them or because someone surrenders one. So anyone who wants to apply, no matter where it is, they have a right to apply and you get to approve or disapprove. So I just wouldn't want to draw a straight line from this to another license. There's one available and someone's applied for it and they want to put it at this one location. They could put it anywhere. But there's only one available. Correct.
Well,
There's no other open licenses available at this time. If somebody wanted to come forward again and start a business, we'd have to go through this to approve whether to see if we would approve another license or not.
Change the ordinance again to increase it.
But we changed the ordinance in what month? We used to have 5 licenses, and then we changed it to 6 just a couple of months ago.
Yeah. Why'd we do that? Why'd y'all do that?
Because of the purchase of this building.
That's the only.
Yes, it was a contingency on the sale, we were told.
And the circumstances under which the building and the address would be considered for a new license are not expected to be repeated anytime soon. It's just market pressure. And if there is a saturation in the market that does not affect underage serving, then there's no hesitation to allow a license.
And there's currently one license that's not being utilized, and that's the Edgerton Pharmacy. They hold one, but they're not using it.
But they hold it still.
Yes,
But
and
they hold
that
it,
was the
yeah.
5th one until we voted to, or the council, I voted against myself.
So, but I don't think somebody
It's
can
in
come
6.
in. I wonder if you're wondering, Debbie, can somebody, if they decide not to use it and surrender it, can somebody else pick it up? Is that what you're wondering?
No, I'm just explaining to Ann what
okay.
happened, because didn't seem like she was fully
Got it.
aware.
Thank you.
She's trying to anyway.
But if another building goes vacant for the next couple, 3 years, and somebody else comes in and wants a liquor license because they want to open one up, then what?
Can we go through this
Go
again?
through the whole thing again?
You get to
Correct.
decide.
Starting with the ordinance change to increase the number.
Right.
Yep.
Unless somebody gives one up.
Right, unless there's a surrendered one.
And the new enterprise would be examined again on its own merits, and I don't see any hesitation.
Did you actually get your question answered? That if there were to be any draw for youth into the store? I think, because I asked a similar question in a different way earlier, and there wouldn't be anything that would give any underage a reason to go in there. Because you are just going to be selling liquor, beer, wine, cigarettes.
The legal purchaser.
Yeah.
It's a very good question, though.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, any further discussion? We have a motion and a second to approve the Class A combination liquor license. Roll call.
Davis,
Yes.
Isa,
Yes.
Olson,
No.
Radke,
No.
Burdick,
Yes.
Ron,
Yes.
Motion passes 4-2. Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for coming down for this. We can move on the council here. Let's do one more, and then I'll jump back in and we'll take care of Dan here. Do one more line on here.
One more line item, okay.
Take care of that fishing derby.
Okay, I'll make a motion to approve public event packet and request to waive waive fees for the Edgerton Kids Fishing Derby.
Second.
That's a yes.
Everybody wants to go fishing. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Davis,
Yes.
Isa,
Yes.
Radke,
Yes.
Burdick,
Yes.
Ron,
Yeah.
It's okay. Yes.
I was wondering when that was going to
My maiden
happen.
name is Braun. Olson, yes.
That's right. I remember
My
now.
maiden name
Yeah.
is Braun. I knew I was going to do it.
I think that passed.
That passed.
Yeah, that did pass. Thanks, Kevin and Bonnie, and everybody make sure they get down there and have a fun time fishing.
Yeah. Awesome.
Okay, we're gonna jump back up to the recognized Dan Reed on his retirement from the city of Edgerton, since he finally got up after being sleeping in all day.
Oh, is he over there?
Yeah,
I see
he's
him.
hiding again.
I'm short, so.
He does come up, you know.
I know, but then I'm really far
That's
away
well,
from
yeah.
the table.
My.
Oh, yeah.
There's a whole cooler there. I didn't even notice this. In front of us.
Find retirement. Edgerton presents a certificate to Dan Reed, if that's okay, unless you go officially by Danny. And wishes to express a sincere thanks and gratitude for your 13 years of dedicated service in the Department of Public Works and to the citizens of the city of Edgerton. Your knowledge and commitment to excellence will be remembered for many years to come. We wish you good health, happiness, and continued success in retirement. It looks like they got stuff for you.
Oh, wow.
Cool. Take that all later on if you want.
But you gotta shake hands, Dan. What? Yeah, good. Only seemed like 2, but it was 13. Congratulations.
It seems like yesterday you were hired.
Congratulations, thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations, sir.
Thank you. Wow, s'mores. I see s'mores. Yep, s'mores. And taking that out now, or?
Probably doesn't want to sit through.
We'll just leave it there and pick it up later?
Yeah, or just take, doesn't have wheels on it.
How much would be left?
That's what that sleeping in does for you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
He's a farmer, he never sleeps in, what are you talking about?
Retired.
You still got the farm, right?
Okay, we'll send it back to
Should we
Candy.
consider, or should we consider, or should we
Let's
move
see.
forward? Number 4, motion to approve public event packet and request to waive fees for Edgerton Clay Day Pottery Festival and Art Fair.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Davis,
Yes.
Isa,
Yes.
Burdick,
Yes.
Braun,
Yes.
Olson,
Yes.
Radke,
Yes.
Motion passes.
Okay, for this next one, I've got 2 motions for number 5. The first is a motion to accept the low bid for resurfacing the portion of the project for South Main Street from Payne and Dolan in the amount of $38,700.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Davis,
Yes.
Isa,
Yes.
Braun,
Yes.
Olson,
Yes.
Radke,
Yes.
Burdick,
Yes.
Motion passes.
Okay, the second motion with respect to this is, since the amount of the project is over budget, I will make a motion to take the amount of over budget, which is going to be approximately $11,142 plus engineering costs, pay for half of that out of the annual street maintenance and the other half out of general fund surplus.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Davis,
Yes.
Isa,
Yes.
Olson,
Yes.
Radke,
Yes.
Burdick,
Yes.
Braun,
Yes.
Motion passes.
Okay, number 6, motion to approve declaring old speed trailer as surplus.
Second.
Any discussion?
Just a question,
Okay.
do we have our new one that we were getting this year?
Gotcha. I was waiting for today's council meeting to approve it.
So the one we're talking about now is the first one, not a second one?
Declaring surplus.
Next item.
Surplus.
Getting rid of the old one.
The old one.
Yeah, the one, it was difficult to maintain and difficult to have a dialogue with, so the next one is going to be a lot more
So this-
streamlined.
Why am I confused? I thought we were to get one at the first of the year. I thought we had already budgeted for that.
That's on the next agenda item.
So we had to go out and get this.
Oh, I'm sorry, okay.
We have to get rid of the first, or the old one first.
So the one we're talking about getting now is a second one?
No. So we have one that's not working now, so we're going to declare it as surplus, get rid of it.
I thought we already had done all that, and I
No.
thought we were supposed to have already been getting a new one.
Yeah, that was budgeted, but we can't take, it's just because it's in the budget doesn't mean you purchase it. You have to go through the bidding process and the selection process, so that's what we're doing.
Oh, I thought we were supposed to have it like by February.
We have a new chief, so now we're taking care of it.
Okay.
I'm pleased with these details on the next item.
Yeah.
He will.
Yeah, I read that, yeah.
Okay, everybody got it discussed out here? Motion is to declare the old speed trailer surplus. Roll call.
Davis,
Yes.
Isa, Radke,
Yes.
Burdick,
Yes.
Braun,
Yes.
Olson,
Yes.
Motion passes.
Number 7, motion to purchase new speed trailer and coming in under budget, just over $3,100 under budget. Thank you, Chief.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Davis,
Yes.
Radke,
Yes.
Burdick,
Yes.
Braun,
Yes.
Isa,
Yes.
Olson,
Yes.
Motion passes.
Okay, motion to approve write-off of unpaid 2006 taxes in the amount of $14.63.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Davis,
Yes.
Braun,
Yes.
Isa,
Yes.
Olson,
Yes.
Radke,
Yes.
Burdick,
Yes.
Motion passes.
Motion to approve the adoption of City of Edgerton Resolution 1319, updating Wisconsin Public Employers Group Health Insurance Program.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Davis,
Yes.
Olson,
Yes.
Radke,
Yes.
Burdick,
Yes.
Braun,
Yes.
Isa,
Motion passes.
And motion to approve the draft of City of Edgerton financial policy.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Davis,
Yes.
Braun,
Yes.
Isa,
Yes.
Olson,
Yes.
Radke,
Yes.
Burdick,
Yes.
Motion passes.
And that's it for finance.
Thank you. Plan Commission.
Yes.
Plan Commission had a couple things we did. I can't remember exactly what they were, but we do have one on the agenda here that hopefully one of our Plan Commission members can make the motion for.
You, Jim.
Number 2,
Jim wasn't there, but
Oh, so it's you, Chris.
I can't make a motion.
consider extraterritorial land division. That's the one you want?
Yeah.
A Fox and North Godey Road, Section 1, Town of Fulton.
There's a motion to approve that.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. I can't remember what else we did that night, but it was more, it was more than that, or all the public hearings.
First time we've
They all
done
passed. Public safety.
Public Safety met on the 22nd of last month, and we did pretty much everything that you guys have already done. We officially declared the speed trailer in excess and put it on to go up for auction. We recommended the purchase of the new Stalker, which has all that good data. I hope you guys read it. It's got all that. And it comes with software and everything. We passed that, and it went to finance. Pretty much everything we've done. Chief gave some information on some other things, some ID for city employees we discussed. We'll be bringing that up later. It was informational only, not for discussion at the time, so he's going to gather some more information on that and get back to us at our next meeting. We also have, you got on here, considering the National Night Out. As you've got the packet, he presented us with a nice packet. I see it's in here also, and we recommended going on with our city sponsoring the National Night Out on August 6th. And that's it.
There are no expenses. The chief is not anticipating asking for any funding, so this is an opportunity to ask any questions you may have, but the intention is to proceed.
Correct.
Just a minor question on the National Night Out. I noticed there is a list of communities that were invited to have their officials attend ours. Are all National Night Outs at the exact same time, the same day?
Most of them are. It's a national event, So if you Google National Night Out, it's August 6, 2019.
Yeah.
Next year, it'll be the first Tuesday of August.
Are any of our
Some
people,
communities will move it a day here or a day there, but the official date for National Night Out is the first Tuesday of August.
now for all those communities listed, is that something that communities generally do? Is a,
In
okay.
fact, Janesville and Rock County are partnering this year together. I know in the past, the former chief had partnered with Rock County, so they're partnering with Janesville. I took it upon myself, I talked to fire chief, so public safety, we're going to partner together. And if you look at the list, those are very small towns, and we invited them, if they're not having their own National Night Out, to participate with us. We have a beautiful facility here at Racetrack Park. Why not have those other law enforcement and public safety committees or groups join us?
So we need to make that a motion?
I don't think so. I don't think there's a motion
That
needed.
we're hosting it, or?
Are you going to post an agenda about all the events that'll take place for that?
Yeah, as we put them together.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
There will be a public event packet coming forward.
I can speak also of the one we had, when was it, Tom, 2 years ago, 3 years ago?
2 years ago we had.
Two, at Racetrack, and very well run, a lot of people.
Cool.
A lot of activities for the kids, food. I know former chief had asked for some help, volunteers for help, so I don't know if you might want to do that too. It's fun helping out.
The first group in my letter is the Edgerton City Council.
Oh, boy. Whoops. But it is, it's a very nice event, so.
Okay, if we don't need a motion on that, that just about covers public safety then.
Yep, that's it.
Thank you. Edgerton Fire District.
Okay, the only thing I have myself, and then we'll turn it over to Chief Pickering, is nothing new to report from the last meeting. We have a meeting, Fire District meeting this Thursday night, and that's the annual meeting where we will also be having elections for Fire District Board, so for the president, the secretary, treasurer, and vice president. So that will be held Thursday evening. Chief Pickering, you want to give us an update on some of the activities?
Activity, if you've been hearing a lot of sirens, we're part of it then. We actually hit 100 runs for April, which is, for those that have been on this journey for a long, long time, that's an unusual number. We did see it in the height of the construction season a couple of years ago when we were dealing with the interstate issues, but April was just an average month, quite honestly, and to hit 100 runs in a month, a little bit scary in terms of just activity-wise. About 7% year over year. Good news, and appreciate the media coverage we got on it. We have 8 new members that are currently in training. It's a combination of some of them are EMS only, some of them are fire only, some of them are combination both. The paramedic program is doing some really good things for us, not only in terms of the service to the community, but it's also bringing some interest in getting involved in the department. So that's been a very positive thing. And I'll just mention that 100 runs does not include the inter-facility transports. I subtract those out so that we're not playing a numbers game. That's just 911 runs versus 911 runs. The inter-facility transport, we did 11 of them last month. We've had 32 so far this year. Edgerton Hospital is just extremely pleased with what we've been able to do to help them, so that the people that need to get somewhere else, instead of waiting and waiting and waiting for a private service to be able to do that, we've been able to do that much, much quicker. So that's a very positive thing for the community.
Thank you, Chief.
Thank you. Thank you.
I just have one question to the chief. Did I-90 play a significant part of those runs or not?
It did 2 years ago. The issue with the interstate
is when we get to the situation where we have the double barriers on both sides. We will get that back probably within the next month south of the Highway 59 bridge, but everything north of the bridge is actually open. So interstate-wise, I mean, we still go out there. I mean, I want to say we're probably out there 3 or 4 times during April, but that's kind of business as usual.
Okay.
We didn't see any of the spike related to...
So it was just kind of spread out everywhere?
It was soup to nuts. Just community's busy. There's a lot of people coming into town, which is a good thing, but it also generates activity. So.
Thanks.
Thank you. Anyone else? Okay. Let's move on to the community block grant requirements. We forgot the development part.
If I could just make one note before you go about your business regarding this topic. You may recall at the last meeting, we passed several resolutions and ordinances related to an application for a public facilities grant to through the CDBG program. That is due May 17. So the one thing I wanted to note was there's a public hearing required as part of this process of the Citizen Participation Committee. That meeting is tomorrow evening. So the objective of that is the Citizen Participation meeting is to take citizen participation and get their input. So if by chance during that public hearing we learn something that will modify our application or require a change to anything you've approved so far, then we will have to have a special meeting. But the timing of it, we couldn't get it, the people that were on the committee to meet before. So I just wanted to give you that heads up that we will listen intently to the input from the citizens tomorrow, and if there's something that requires we come back, then we'll make that request of you. And then I can answer any questions if you have any, well, I'll try to at least, of the 4 items that are on your agenda.
Okay, the first one is to consider approving the second reading and adoption of City of Edgerton Ordinance 1905, amending Section 21.13, fair and open housing.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Discussion. None needed. Roll call.
Davis,
Yes.
Olson,
Yes.
Radke,
Yes.
Burdick,
Yes.
Braun,
Yes.
Lisa,
Yes.
Motion passes. Next one is to consider adoption of City of Edgerton Resolution 1219, resolution to adopt the Fair Housing Ordinance.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none. Roll call.
Olson,
Yes.
Braun,
Yes.
Lisa,
Yes.
Davis,
Yes.
Radke,
Yes.
Burdick,
Yes.
Motion passes. And C is consider adoption of City of Edgerton Resolution 919. Is it 9, right? Okay. Oh, month, or number of them, okay.
Yeah.
Authorizing resolution to commit matching funds.
Motion to approve.
Second.
If I could just draw your attention to page 27 where the numbers are listed there in the event you didn't see the details. This is over $1 million project for this street reconstruction, which is hard to believe since it's from Albion to North Main, but it's expensive. So I just wanted to note that the city's commitment of funds is shown there with part of it in the borrowing you just approved, part of it coming from the utilities, and the lion's share of it coming from that CDBG close funding that is resources that you ultimately will have to decide if this project isn't successful, how you spend those funds, but they have to be spent on CDB eligible projects. So this is an indication for the grant application is important for us to say we have our local funding in place, and that gets more points for the grant. So that's why I wanted to make you aware of it.
That second CDBG amount was this other line item in earlier. There were 2 different types, right?
Yes, correct.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
so this is that closed program where our revolving loan funds are turned in and then come back to us and we can spend on eligible projects. So that's why our share of this local money is for a project this large is really small. So it'll be very competitive, I'm sure, because of that reason. So we'll see if we can get it to happen.
Great.
Okay, any further questions?
I'll make a second.
Was it Dave?
Did you second, Dave?
No.
You made the motion, right? You seconded.
Did I second?
Yeah. You're
I was thinking
welcome.
it was Ann and I, but I couldn't remember which was first.
Okay, roll call.
Radke,
Yes.
Olson,
Yes.
Burdick,
Yes.
Braun,
Yes.
Isa,
Yes.
Davis.
Yes.
Motion passes. Next one is to consider adoption of City of Edgerton Resolution 1019, authorizing resolution for the submission of a community development block grant application.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Davis,
Yes.
Isa,
Yes.
Olson,
Yes.
Radke,
Yes.
Burdick,
Yes.
Braun,
Yes.
Motion passes. And again, if we have to get together after tomorrow night's session, we will let everyone know and see when we can do that. Next item is consider mayor's appointment to Historic Commission. I'd like to nominate Casey Langen.
Hey, second.
Great.
I made the nomination. I got it. Somebody's-
I make a motion to nominate Casey Langen.
Second.
Go.
Okay, any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Next one is to consider declaring the week of May 12th, to the 18th, 2019 as Police Week.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion?
What are you going to do? Going to have donuts for everybody, or I just had to
We should be doing it for them.
bring donuts up to the crossing guard, or, just kidding.
Crossing.
Aren't you a crossing guard?
Okay.
Need help that day, that week?
You're right, we need to take them to them.
Okay, any other discussion? Hearing none, roll call.
Burdick,
Yes.
Radke,
Yes.
Braun,
Yes.
Isa,
Yes.
Davis,
Yes.
Olson,
Yes.
Motion passes. Mayor, alderperson, and staff reports. Well, again, the fishing derby is May 19th. They put on a good show down there. All the kids go away, I think, pretty happy most of the time, even though the weather has been not that great some days. But I got a picture if anybody wants to see the largest one that got caught and mounted. My granddaughter got that last year, so got a picture of it here. And if you haven't heard, Tom Hartzell has announced his retirement as of June 7th. Am I correct on the date, Tom? Yeah. Thank you, and congratulations. You can't beat it.
Yeah. You'll be busier than ever.
That's what my mom says.
I had not heard that,
Congratulations.
Tom, but congratulations and thank you very much on your wonderful service over the years.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Tom.
That is all I have.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?